We'll pause it for now.
Maya Hayes. Okay. My name is Maya Hayes. I am an alumni Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and I had the opportunity during the time of being a DCC and being a part of their show group. Show group actually gives a chance to travel the country pretty much in and out, primarily out, and entertain our soldiers, our men and women that are in our U.S. militaries. I did have the honor of going and traveling to Korea. The first time I went was for a Christmas tour, and we actually were gone for 2 weeks, and we were supposed to leave out in August. But during that time, North Korea and South Korea had a bit of a fight that resulted in a lot of North Koreans and about 4 or 5 South Koreans being injured and killed right there at this line that they call the DMZ line. Right there in Korea, that particular DMZ line, I got a chance to visit. It was very heart-wrenching for me. There's one building here in the States, we call it a portable. If you've ever seen those at schools, it's this one building that's no bigger than a portable, and it sits right on top of the DMZ line. And that is the only building that brings North and South Korea together in one place. What I found very weird about it that was kind of scary is that on the North Korean side of the building, they had these really tall concrete blocks. And if you've never seen a North Korean in person, they're no taller than 4 or 5 feet tall. And I was astounded by that, how short they were. But, and then on the south side of the portable, on the outside, they have these soldiers, and they're all dressed up, and they all have their arms right behind their backs. And of course, I wanted to take a picture with one so that I could show my grandparents. And as DCC, we're always taught to, place our hand on someone's shoulder or their hand. And of course, when I went to go and take the picture, somebody yelled out, "Don't touch the soldier, because if you touch them, they'll fight you." And so I jumped back, but I was able to get my picture with me standing side by side with one of their rock soldiers. And they didn't smile, they didn't blink. And the way that they situate them outside the building, one eye is on North Korea and the other eye stays on South Korea, which that takes a lot of discipline for them to watch out for themselves for any harm that may come their way. Also, we got a chance to go inside the building. And of course, a lot of the generals from our U.S. military that were there helping South Korea, we got a chance to look out these huge windows, and all you see from inside the portable is trees and grass. It's just a flood of greenery. Then all of a sudden at the top, there's this little thing that looks like a tree house almost. And there's this man standing in it. So I'm assuming he's the leader in North Korea, who had a pair of binoculars so that he can stare into that building to see who's inside the building. And that was quite scary for me and my other sisters that were there with me. But we managed to get an overview of what the fight was about between North and South Korea while we were there. We learned a lot. And I was awarded a plaque where I actually got a piece of that DMZ line. So during that fight, that line basically disintegrated. It's over 250 feet long, but right there near the portal is near where that fight happened. And so it kind of rusted and it broke up. So they actually cut off a piece and gave it to me. So I still have that DMZ line to this day. So I was really excited to share that with my grandparents. But one thing I did take away from that trip is we have to be very grateful here in the United States, because our military is the only one that is self-voluntary for people to join. Whereas in other areas, people are made to join their militaries from young kids all the way up. So that's definitely one reason why we should always support our veterans and be grateful for where we live and how safe we are able to sleep at night. But I do have to say a thumbs up for South Korea. Their food is amazing. So I'm a foodie, and Pizza Hut tastes way better over there than it does here.
Do you have any questions? Thank you, Maya. Did you have any
You're
questions?
welcome.
This is your interview. It's not mine. I was just listening. I'm looking at the screen over here.
Okay.
I don't know if you're on mute. Are you on mute?
Oh, my bad.
Let me put mine on. I need to put mine on.
Mute yourself. Yeah.
You said something about like being with your sisters. What was the reaction of your sisters as well?
My sisters, in relation to the other Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders that were there with me, we all pretty much had the same feeling. All of us took away a different feeling from it. And I guess for me, being a Southern girl, it hit a little bit closer to me in knowing what that fight and that argument would be over. Of course, I was 25 when I was on the team, so I was considered a senior compared to my 19 and 20 and 21-year-olds who probably didn't quite understand everything that they were talking about. But we all, had the same rush, adrenaline rush while we were in there. So it was a really, really good experience.
What year was it?
That was in year 2003.
We're like.
Just let them know that you have a series of questions that you want to ask for your project.
What was were you guys the only ones there, or like were there more people?
Actually, we were the only ones there. Of course, our chaperone at the time, Marnie, who also was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader in the 90s, she was our chaperone during that tour. And then Mr. Wayne Newton, who's a music superstar that you all might not know who he is because he's older, but he was there as well. A couple of celebrities were there on that USO tour with us when we were visiting troops. So some of them actually met us there at the DMZ line.
I was going to say, I had those, some of that information, because you remember there were like a lot of flyers. Like one of the flyers had like Ludacris. It was a lot of different artists, but
Hank, it is just a plethora of celebrities. So when the USO puts together those tours, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders received a certificate from USO of completing so many USO tours, and that particular tour was the 53rd USO tour we had taken as an organization.
Okay, and we got any other questions, Ashley? Because their bus is about to come. I'm sorry that it took so long.
That's okay.
Anything that you want to say, or anything that you have that you want to like share in closing, Maya, or you think that that's?
Yeah, I would always tell, especially your students, it's amazing, this project that you all are doing, and any opportunity you all get a chance to travel, those things that are considered once in a lifetime. I would definitely say Seoul, Korea is the best place to visit. You probably wouldn't want to come back home very fast. I love it out there. Everybody's so nice. So.
Okay. All right, Maya, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on the DMZ line. I think that they're going to really get a lot out of what it is that you shared with them. So I really appreciate you, okay?
You're welcome. I'll send you some pictures of those rock soldiers and stuff. So if you want to show them to them later, you can.
Okay. Are you going to email them?
Yeah, I'll email them to you.
Okay. And I'll text you a little bit later, okay?
Okay, thank you. All right. Y'all stay safe out there. Bye-bye.